Rob, straight out of my secret lair, little messy. But as always, 6 p.m. on a Sunday. 6 p.m. on a Sunday, it's that time. It's time for the talk show with your favorite nerd. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Onyx. And, sometimes you gotta wonder. Trying to do your thing on YouTube is hard. Yes, it is hard. It is extremely difficult. And the reason why it's extremely difficult is this. Make a long story short, sometimes people don't want to support you. And that's kind of messed up because, trying to do YouTube and put stuff out and get people to kind of do things a little bit better, or however you want to say it. The talk show with your favorite nerd. What's going? It's hard not being super popular. Hey, I think that's the kind of way to do it. So, the subject of today's, broadcast is, why wasn't I at New York Comic Con? I mean, normally I would be like, bam, yo, this is it. I'd be like, yo, I'm right here. This is it. I would be like, yo, New York Comic Con, rubbing elbows with the super people. Yeah. I'd be like, all shaved up, clean, neat, trying to get some interviews and doing some things. Now, let me give you a little bit of history. Okay, so back in 2011, and I'm going to throw this out here, 2011, that's 5 years ago. Let's do the math again. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. 5 years ago, your boy used to write online articles and stuff for theexaminer.com. And it was kind of cool. It was like, all right, let me write my little articles about video games, superheroes, and all that. I was into YouTube, but I wasn't into YouTube like I should have been. So I said, you know what? I got to start covering events and, writing articles and stories, meeting people, trying to do interviews, and kind of putting my communications background into good use. So what your boy do? What I went ahead and did is I sent a little thing out to Read Pop. And Read Pop are the people that sponsor the New York Comic Con. I figured, this should be kind of hot. Avengers come out next year. Maybe I could get up in there, get a couple of interviews, get a couple of cool pics, and, hype up some articles because I was working for the Examiner. Right? Absolutely right. So I submitted for a press pass. Submitted for a press pass under the Examiner. Okay, so it wasn't even Going Full Nerd at that point. It was just plain old Edward, and I was, just trying to go ahead and say, well, bang, let me get my press credentials and do that. So what happens? Boom, your boy gets approved, and I take a long drive up to New York and back home, and I go and I cover this convention. I'm rubbing elbows, meeting people, meeting comic book industry folks, taking pictures of all the cosplayers. And then I came back and I wrote my articles. And it wasn't that bad. It was pretty damn good, if I say so myself. So I did that, got a little hype from the Examiner and everything. And so for 2012, I said, well, let me go ahead. Let me do this. And I'll go ahead and apply for a press pass again. I'm still working for the Examiner at this point. And I'm like, okay, let's do it. Boom. Press pass again. Go to next year. Start getting the people meeting. Boom, boom, boom. This continues on until 2013. Now, 2013, I say, you know what? I can't go. Stuff's getting crazy. I had some stuff going on in my life. But I filled out the stuff to go. And guess what? Bam, I was approved. That's 3 years in a row your boy gets approved for press credentials at New York Comic Con. I'm like, okay, cool. And about that time, Going Full Nerd was in its infancy. I was running it as a website, okay? I was running it as a website. And in running Going Full Nerd as a website, I was writing the articles for myself. I didn't have to go through the examiner's stuff and get the examiner and be like, yo, I gotta get my stuff approved through you. I'm gonna go ahead and publish my own stuff. I'm gonna get my own following, and I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna get this thing rocking. So I started getting more people viewing my website. I had some nice numbers. I had some cool things going. And I was like, you know what? This is getting hot. Proof for a press pass. Now I'm up to, this is 2013. Bam. Now I'm going under Going Full Nerd credentials. But only for my website, GoingFullNerd.com. And I'm going and I'm like, okay. All right, I got the views. I got the people get hooking me, and they're getting in there. I'm all up in the press area. I'm, balling, going out there. Everybody's like, oh, it's Going Full Nerd. Hey, I'm actually recognizing people from year to year, and they're like, yo, we'll see you next year. We're going to get it going. Pap, pap, pap. And I'm like, bet. This is looking good. This is happening. I got this now. 2014, 2015. Now I'm straight rolling under Going Full Nerd credentials. No examiner.com backing me up. This is straight Onyx with, I got the logo. I got shirts made. I'm showing up. People are like giving dap, Bruce Leroy. Yo, what up, player? Matt Ryan from the Constantine series. And I'm meeting all of these guys and I'm coming in and it's good. I'm getting, I've got Valiant Comics, DC Comics, IDW Press. I've got all these different hot toys. I've got the anime companies hit me up, Funimation. I'm just naming everybody right now, and they like, yo, we gonna send you stuff. Netflix sending me the press kits, all that good stuff. Warner Brothers press kits, Disney press kits. Warner Brothers sending me copies of the videos. Hey, review this. I'm like, all right, bet. Now, kicking it. So then I said, you know what? I'm doing the articles, but you know what? YouTube is the thing to do. YouTube is the place to go because people want to see you. And then I looked at YouTube and I said, you know what? Let me see who the competition is. Let me see what other, African American nerds. I say it like that because I'm not going to call anybody out. But I go and I look at the competition, and I'm not even going to call it competition because hands down, they whooping my ass right now. Okay, they got the subscribers, they got the endorsement deals, they got all the stuff on their way. Hell, they at New York Comic Con, but I'm not. But that's cool. Okay, I can't compete with them until I grow. So I say, all right, it's all good, but I've been going. So now it comes down to 2016 and I get my notification. Hey, press outlet, put in your stuff, get your, credentials for this year. Now this is in April of this year. This is early in the year. I'm like, okay, the YouTube channel is just starting. I only had like maybe about 200, 300 subscribers, but my videos are strong. My videos are like, bam, I'm on it. I'm putting stuff up. I'm reviewing movies, comic books, video games, food, snacks. I'm just making it a big vlog about pop culture. And, as always, I got all my superhero gear to make it right. I get it, man. I get a little email back and they were like, yeah, this year we're not going to give you a press pass. I'm like, what? I'm like, damn, yo. I'm like, hold on. Maybe this is a mistake. I sent an email back. Yo, what's the dealio? What's the deal? And why am I not getting a press pass? Oh, well, we just don't have enough to give out this year and blah, blah. I've been getting them for the past 5 years. Yet you can't give me one. What I think it is, okay, is because of my lack of YouTube presence. Because I tried to use my YouTube credentials only. And what ended up happening is this. When you only have about 200 to 300 subscribers, okay, people do not think that you're a viable outlet. People don't understand that word of mouth goes, and then that, they can help me grow, but nobody wants to help you grow. That goes back to some of this semi-political bullshit that goes down in the world today. If you're successful, we're going to continue to make you successful. But if you're trying to come on the up and coming, you're going to have to struggle. Matter of fact, we ain't going to give you no help to grow. Now, nothing against ReedPop. I'm gonna go ahead and say the people that run New York Comic Con, they're good. Because the past 5 years, I was getting recognized and they sent me forward. But this year, I think they got a little bit too much. All I gotta say is ReedPop, if you guys are watching this, hey, I didn't get to come this year. Okay? Now that's cool, and that's all right. But all I ask is that think about the up-and-coming guys that want to make a name for themselves and also want to advertise you in the best possible light. So, and this also goes out to all the other comic conventions that the small guy, the small press people, or the small YouTubers, or the small broadcasters try to get out there for you. Okay? A lot of times they look at you and they say, well, hell, you not blowing up enough for it to be viable for us. But the thing about it is this: how am I going to blow up enough if you don't allow me to get in ahead of the story? I mean, people go ahead and they jump out there. What's the websites you go to? You go to Nerdist. You go to Newsarama, who has a big booth at the Comic-Con every year in New York. Okay, you go to Comic Book Resources. You hit all of those joints, and you all up in there, and you take care of the big guy. But the guy like me, okay, who drives 4 to 5 hours to get up to New York, breaks his neck, plans this stuff, does one day turn and burns just to give you some free publicity and to get myself some publicity. I'm going to be honest, it is for me too, all right? I'm working when I go. This isn't me just showing up at a Comic-Con, oh, I got in for free. I'm going to walk around hoop-a-doo. No, it doesn't work like that because I got to hustle. And that's the whole thing. I don't do this for fun. I do this because I like to share what I see with the regular person. And that's how that rocks. That's how it goes. Okay? So what's the moral of this story about me not getting in to New York City Comic Con this year? NYCC, as they like to do the hashtags. Why I didn't get in there? This is why I didn't get in there. Because people don't think the little guy can cover it well. I mean, I was there when Walking Dead was in its infancy. We were showing previews to season 2 when I first started supporting New York Comic Con and covering it for press credentials. All right? The Avengers, Tom Hiddleston, and all those guys made their first appearance on stage in New York Comic Con. I was there. I was almost throwing down with a dude next to me because he was like bitching because of the flash going off on my camera because I was trying to get some, good photo footage. And I had to look at him and be like, yo, dude, I'm in here just like you. If you're going to cry about the flash, we could take this over to security right now. So, just like, you do your thing, I do mine. All right? But I digress. I'm not bitching. I'm not complaining. I'm just saying how hard it is for the little guy to try to grow. And with the little guy trying to grow, I like to thank my peoples that come in, my man Josh, a few others, all right? I like to thank them because what they do is they share. They subscribe. And they try to get their friends to subscribe. But it's like a crabs in a barrel situation. People will rather watch and look at negativity instead of helping somebody else grow. Okay? And it goes back to that same old story. If you're popular, you're going to get people up on you. If you're not popular, people are going to be like, oh, he's just a cheap copy. And that's all it is. All right? Because, hey, there's nobody else on the internet like me. And I'll go for the Was it how they do it on how they do it in the groups when they take, hey, what happens if Batman fights Captain America? Well, you could put it like this. I'll put myself up against any other comic book, pop culture vlogging YouTuber, and I'll put it this way. We can do this. We can do this. What, deathmatch battle in the plains or whatever? You know, because I think I could go toe for toe, because a lot of these guys, they go ahead, they record their stuff, they have scripts, they have all this wonderful equipment, but your boy here, I roll off live. So that's my complaint, or shall I say, my little grouse for this week. But I will say some hot stuff came out of New York Comic Con, because even though I wasn't able to go, I was able to follow along. So there's a couple of things. Number one, Power Rangers. Let's talk Power Rangers. They showed the Power Ranger teaser trailer, and I'm going to have to throw out here on this. The Power Ranger teaser trailer, actually, I looked at it, and I was like, what the F is this? Okay, Power Rangers was campy back in the day. Let's throw it out. Let's throw it out. It was straight campy. Okay, with the HR Puffin stuffed monsters, the kung fu action, the stuff blowing up in the background, and then nobody there, everybody jumping, you know, and doing all that stuff. But that was the appeal of the show. This dark and grim and gritty reboot, I don't know how I'm gonna feel about this, player. I really don't. And while it will appeal to a lot of people, that Power Rangers, man, I can't wait to see what happens with it, because in all honesty, I don't think it's going to be a winner because of the traditionalists, but that's just me. Other things that pop up, Iron Fist, okay? We got a launch date on Iron Fist, which is March of 2017. We'll see and binge watch that on Netflix. And if you haven't checked it out, check out my review on YouTube about, from Review This, I put it up last Wednesday, about Luke Cage. Okay, now Iron Fist is going to be, it looks hot. I'm going to be straight up. It looks hot. Was there a little diversity issue? People were complaining, oh, why can't we make Iron Fist Asian? Iron Fist not Asian in the comic book, so why you want to make him Asian now? But that's just me. I'm going to just throw that out there. But this is the thing. It looks damn good. And like I say, I'm not going to sit here and kiss Marvel's ass for the rest of the week. I mean, a lot of people accuse me of being all about Marvel, but what, you know, hey, what I'm going to say is this, okay? I'm going to just say it like this. What's so cool about it is the fact that their villains are always on point, and number two, they always have like the series always goes in a wave. It starts off at a certain level. It may wane a little bit in the middle, but then it always ends on a high note that leaves you wanting more. That's how Daredevil Season 1 was. That's how Jessica Jones was. That's how Daredevil Season 2 was. That's how Luke Cage was. And I know that's how Iron Fist is going to be. Then, just to get the announcement that sci-fi fan favorite Sigourney Weaver is going to be playing a villain for the Defenders, whoo! Now that may end up being a gender swap. Rumor control is, what if she's Mephisto? Because it has been rumored that Mephisto is going to be the villain. That'd be an interesting take. But Sigourney Weaver, you know, let's keep it real. She's the queen of sci-fi. That's all I can say. I'm going to leave that right there. And we're going to see what happens. Okay? Now, inside my You Now chat, the comment was made. DC gives Marvel a run for the TV. Okay, let me just set this straight. I'm a big Marvel fan, and I'm gonna throw this out here, and it may sound a little bit blasphemous as a Marvel fan. I really think that Warner Brothers and DC television superheroes are better than Marvel's commercial television superheroes. Notice I said commercial. And then when I say commercial, I'm really talking Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. And I like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I really do. You can tell by the hat. I love that show. You can see the reviews that I do on my channel, and I like it. But when it comes to commercial television, DC got it hands down. But if you throw Netflix in there, which Netflix is television, but I don't consider it commercial television because you got to pay a subscription to get it. It's more like premium. It's like getting HBO or whatever, or Showtime, okay? Once you can just hit the adult content and hit the adult situations, you can't do anything else with that, okay? You can't compare, commercial TV, Warner Brothers, DC, to commercial TV, to Netflix, Marvel Studios, Disney-esque stuff. It's like, boom, all right? And I understand that people throw Netflix in there because that is Marvel television. Marvel television is Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and the Netflix stuff. Now, I see that Marvel should, and this is my opinion, excuse me, I'm messing with my hand. They should abandon, and I'm going to throw it out here, they should abandon commercial television and just put all their joints on Netflix. That's how I feel. Because they're getting the bang for their bucks out of it. That's the way I look at it. Or if you go ahead and do that, release those Netflix joints on DVD as a compilation and bam, you're good to go. That's how I feel. And, Marvel only has one show. And, well, they've had two shows. Agent Carter, which was canceled, which I kind of like that too. That was good. They only got Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. on. And then Marvel's Most Wanted, which would have been hot. I'm sorry, it would have been hot because they were trying to get my man Delroy Lindo as, a classic Marvel spy character, Dominique Fortune, and that would have been hot. But that didn't even make it out of pre-production, so that hurt my feelings. I think they made a pilot, but they never showed it. That Adrienne Palicki, I liked her as Mockingbird. I wish they could bring her back, but it was kind of messed up they didn't go through with that spinoff. I would have dug that. Especially if they could have hit it with the 10 p.m. time slot. Now, if they rehash that, put it on Netflix, Marvel's Most Wanted, and then you can mix in a lot of more of the third-tier characters, you got me. You got me. But hands down right now, Warner Brothers DC is winning television. I'm going to just say that off the bat. But there's a lot of other stuff that was going down in New York Comic Con. I'm going to cover a lot of it throughout the week. I'm going to say a few of it, save a few bits of it, and kind of mention it here and there when I do coffee time and a couple of other things. But I am going to sign off because I've been on here flapping my gums for about 25 minutes. And as always, your boy can only run this but for so long. So let me say this once again. If you can do something positive for somebody, go ahead and do it. Hit this video with a thumbs up. Check it out again on YouTube, which is my YouTube channel, youtube.com/GoingFullNerd. You'll see this mug, probably a little more shaven because I got my Grizzly Adams going, for those of you who know old school stuff. And I get with you. And peace.